Underneath my desk I have a small server cabinet. I want to secure it, and I'm going to do it like this. To create my security system, I'm going to use an Arduino with an Ethernet shield, because I'm going to use it to talk to my Mqtt broker. Eventually 2 temperature sensors, one on the top of the case, one on the bottom, which this one requires a 4.7k ohm resistor, so I'm going to use 2 of those. And 3 door sensors. These are magnetic. I need a few more, so I need to order them. But hey, here they are. To test it, a breadboard with some jumper wires. And when it's all done, I'm going to solder it on a prototype board that can fit nicely over the Ethernet shield using some bond connectors. So that's it. Let's check out the code and go from there. So this is the sketch that I'll be using. It has 5 libraries: the standard Arduino one, the Ethernet one for the Ethernet shield, the PubSub client for the Mqtt stuff, and the one wire and Dallas temperature library for the one wire temperature sensors. There are for now no to-dos yet. They might come if necessary. I might change the comments here and in the rest of the script, but not sure yet. It should be reasonable, self-explanatory. There are a couple of variables for the IPs. This for the client one, since I'm only using a static IP address for the Arduino, an IP of 10.10.099 and a generated MAC address. For the Mqtt broker, this is gonna be that IP address and its port, setting the client with the IP, and here we have 3 topics. This rack sensor topic is only used for the first time the Arduino boots, so you can send a ping to it so you know it's up. The status topic temp, here are the temperatures reported, and the rack sensor's door, if a door is open or not. There is a client buffer, just to make sure it actually gets sent to Mqtt. And here we have the sensor pins. This is an array. If you want to add more temperature sensors, you just enter an extra port and change it to 3. And just wait for it, and it's gonna be, yep, there it is. But I don't need it. I only have 2 for the top and for the bottom, so that's that. For testing, I only use 1 door sensor. If I want to use another one, like I said, edit, and of course also change the array size. There is a temperature sensor result string that's gonna hold the temperature result and a delay. This is gonna be the delay timer for when the loop is finished. So you don't spam your Mqtt broker every second with data. That's not needed. This is 10 seconds, so every 10 seconds it receives an update. Let's first look at the setup and the loop. In the setup, of course, the serial begin for serial monitoring, and then it goes to the reconnect, which we'll look at in a second, and a for loop to set the internal pull-up resistors for the door sensors. It automatically checks how many items are in the door sensors pin array, so you don't need to change this. And now let's look at the reconnect, which is here. It basically checks if it can connect. The Ethernet.begin, it sends the MAC address with the defined IP address. It prints it out. It sets the Mqtt broker and broker port. I have no authentication on mine yet, and I might put it on, and then I'll of course change the code. And here we have the check if I indeed have a network connection. So when it's not connected, it tries to connect. And when it can connect, it publishes an Mqtt string with the connecting Arduino with an IP address in string format. So you can basically just check on the string to see if it's connected. If it's not connected, you will receive a RC error, and most of the time it's code related. And here you see failed to connect, trying in 10 seconds, and it will be trying it again in 10 seconds. So now let's look at the publish Mqtt, which is here. It only needs a topic and a string message for it to work. So how it works, you give it a string and it just publishes it. It converts it first to the client buffer, and it adds another space, and then it publishes it. The reason I do it this way, I had some issues before with it not correctly working by just putting in here the message. So that's why I do it like this. It works. Then we go down. The void setup is done. This is done. And this. Let's look at the loop. The loop checks if it can connect. Or if it's still connected, I should say. And if it's not connected, it spits out an error and it tries to reconnect. And when it reconnects, it keeps checking it. So if I unplug my internet cable from the Ethernet shield, it says not connected, plug it back in, connect it again. So you don't have to restart the whole thing when you don't receive updates. Then there are two for loops. This is basically the function to receive and to get the temperature and door sensors data. So here it gets the temperature from the defined pins and it sends them to Mqtt. How it works, this is the string that is here, and it goes to the temp sensor and gets the temperature in Celsius, since I live in Europe, and it returns it. And then the for loop publishes it to Mqtt. Same goes for the door sensor, but of course that looks a bit different. It just does an if and an else if, and when something really is weird, it gives us just an error. And here is the delay that is mentioned up here. So it's a pretty small script. Let's just upload it again to the Arduino and see how it actually works. Of course. And there it goes, uploading. And now it immediately connects. Most of the time, the first time it checks it is not connected, and then the second time it will connect. So it takes like 10 seconds for it to connect. And here it says getting temps, and sensor data. So if I grab my Mqtt software, here it says door closed with the ID of 2, which is the pin ID. If you wait a second, here is the temperature, 22 degrees, 23 degrees. They are pretty next to each other. And again, the closed door. And if I remove the magnet, it says open. And I put it back on. I wait a few seconds. It's closed again. So just by editing the door sensor pins, you can add more. Well, you should not add less sensors, but if you want to remove the door sensor pin, just remove the for loop here and this pin mode. So that's it. The way that I'm going to use this is with the Node-RED integration with Home Assistant, and then in Home Assistant I can check my temps. That's for a whole other video that I might or might not do. Let's see how this goes first. So yeah, now let's look at the wiring that I've done for this project, and after that, soldering. This is the wiring that I'm going to use for the security system. Currently I'm using 3 data pins, namely 7, 5 and 2. As you saw in the last portion of the video in the code, pin 2 is for the door sensor, which is right here. Only one is connected at the moment. The other ones, well, just added another pin and done. For the temperature sensors, which are both here, these go to, this one goes to pin 5 and this one goes to pin 7. So how it works is just a basic temperature sensor wire up, which means the positive wire goes to, of course, the positive lead on the sensor, the negative to the negative. I will show some close-up video and maybe pictures, I think just video, detailing how, showing how it is wired. And then there is also a positive wire that goes to the signal wire, and between them is a 4.7 k ohm resistor. The resistor is needed. You can do it without one, but it's better to use one, so just do it. And this goes for both the sensors, both temperature sensors. For the door sensor, it only requires a closing circuit, which means a ground connection, which is this green wire. I don't have a lot of red, yellow and black wires, so you excuse the mess. So the black wire goes to one end, and then a data pin, in this case pin 2, to the other one. And it's just a magnet, so when you, now it's open and now it's closed. Simple as that. You can put it on all kind of different sides, it will work. And for the other sensors which are in the mail and it should arrive tomorrow, I can then hook that up and show the soldering. So this is the wiring of the security system. I'm gonna get some close-ups of it. If I don't forget, I'm going to create a wire diagram. It shouldn't be that hard. I'm also going to show it on the soldering part of this video. So maybe then it all clears up. So I'm gonna wait for the other sensors. When those are in, I'm gonna show you a time lapse of the soldering.
But now I'm left with an empty heart. No making amends. No waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You couldn't keep the door shut, and now the frostbite's creeping in. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold. No Wizard of Oz can undo what I've done. Completely out of luck this time. I'm stuck in reverse. I gotta get away now, but I can't seem to take the lead. Oh baby, how could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. Still, I find myself hoping that you'll find your way back to me. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You 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 got me stone cold.
So as you saw in the montage of the soldering part of this video, I created this shield. It's not the prettiest. It works. I tested it with these sensors already, so I know it does actually work. It is reasonably well done. So again, there are two resistors, the 4.7k ohm ones, and I did say that I'm going to use DuPont connectors, but I used a GST connectors for this. So 2 3 pins and 3 2 pins. The 2 pins are for the door sensors, and the 3 pins are for the temperature sensors. So then you get the come on, get off. So then you get the following: the Arduino with Ethernet shield, and then the sensor header. I don't know. So when we stack them, just like that, and then put this one on here. It looks like this. It's thicker than most Arduino shields because of the Ethernet shield. So yeah, there are 5 sensors here. These are the door sensors and these are the temperature sensors. Let me show one of each. So I did sleeve them all because it looks way nicer. And I put a heat shrink on the beginning and the end. So now when it's in the case, it looks much better. And that's really the only reason. And the cable management is much tidier. So this is the temperature sensor with the GST connector on at the end. And here we have one of the door sensors with also a GST connector at the end. This is then a 2 pin. So 3 door sensors and 2 temperature ones. Oh, and of course a magnet for them. In a second I will install them in the rack. For now I'm gonna mock them up, so I just gonna fix them in place and test it out if the locations are good enough, and that's it. So here it is, for now the end product. The Arduino with the self-made shield is for now here, and the sensors are going to their places. I'll show them in a second. The reason that I'm doing it like this for now is that I want to test first, check if the location is right for the sensors, and then make a more permanent mounting place. And I'm gonna probably, if I can find a good case for it, put it right in there or on this side. That's just, I need to look in how it's, I need to find a case first that fits in that spot, on the left or on the right. But the first thing is testing it. The first sensor is here with the magnet right over there, and when it closes, it touches each other, and the connection is made for the front door. For the side ones, let me close it up. For the side, I have it right in here, if you can see it, right there. And to show it, I got a side panel right here with the magnet fixed in place here with double-sided tape. This is all just to test it if it actually works for a long period of time. And let me turn it around, give me a second. So this is the other side. At the same location, there is the sensor with its cable, with its nice sleeve cable. Yeah. That I still need to tuck away everywhere if I know that it's gonna actually work. The temperature sensors are, I don't think you can see them. Let me, 1 second. There is one on the top and there is one at the back of the, well, they're not servers, they're computers. So let me get the other side panel. Same as the other one. Also have a magnet here. Closing it. Just like that. Now let me put it back. So for now it looks like this. It's not very special for now. Like I said, I need to look into a case for it to mount it better. It's not gonna stay like this. No way. Now let's check the status of it on the computer. Let me wait for a new, oh, there it is. Door is closed. This is the pin. And closed with 26 degrees and 26 degrees. So I might need to relocate the temperature sensors more spread out, because I don't think the top of the case is as hot as the bottom. It might be. The switch is not terribly hot, but it's not cold either, so I might need to look into it. But for now, this is it. So I might do a video on how I'm going to integrate it with Mqtt and Node-RED. But that's a whole separate video that's using these Mqtt values on their own. So that's the video. I hope you liked it. If you want the code, you can check the video description below for a Github link. There you can download it, use it and change it however you want. If you have questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. For the Mqtt integration with Node-RED and Home Assistant, I might do a separate video, because that's gonna be a whole different topic. If you like it, like and subscribe. I'm gonna do more projects just like this. And see you next time.
'Cause you know I'll read it.